High School, we're having and celebrating the 2003 homecoming for all graduates of McDowell High School from 1934 to 1993. And a big crowd, as you can see, is already gathered here in front of the old high school building. And then Dr. Don will show it up there, McDowell High School 1938. And we're welcoming home all Daredevil fans. So beware Floyd County and regional opponents. The Daredevils are getting together again. You never know what might happen. We're expecting a very big celebration here today. It started last night with an alumni basketball game. Coach Johnny Ray Turner and myself, Pete Grigsby, coached the ex-Daredevils, had a big time in the Grigsby Field House. We were there about 3 hours. We had cheerleaders, ex-cheerleaders, we had ex-ball players, ex-coaches, and ex-fans, and Daredevils all over the place. So they really enjoyed themselves last night and today, Saturday morning, here at McDowell High School campus, now a McDowell Elementary campus, as the consolidation went in 1993 up to South Floyd between Wheelwright and McDowell. So we are celebrating a return to McDowell High School. The past 3 years, the committee has worked very hard here at McDowell, headed up by Joan Chapins and Jerry Turner and Ernie Shelton, and also many of them that's done a great deal of work, Ruby Akers and so forth. We really appreciate the committee's work that they have done. We appreciate the schedule. Schedule today is for everybody to register. We have a registration over here for everyone, and I'm going over there and register just a minute. And then they're going to separate into their classes. Each class will have a room according to the committee, homecoming committee, and each of the classmates will meet in their respective rooms and get to celebrate together. The old graduates will be together for one more time, and then tonight there's going to be a big dance in the Grigsby Fieldhouse over here, and they're going to have a celebration tonight, and then tomorrow they ended up with a big breakfast and some kind of chapel ceremony. So we really are having a festive time here at McDowell. And a lot of old-timers are getting together, and just like Willie Elliott, I hope you get Willie Elliott here on camera. Willie,
get me on film.
Ex-teacher here and a supporter of the Daredevils academically, athletically, and a newspaper reporter. I don't know what you're doing now, Willie.
We're running the roads.
Okay, and road again. He was here last night taking pictures. He's here today and representing the committee, I assume, and doing a great job as usual. Willie Elliott, longtime teacher and admired professor here at McDowell High School. So, Dr. Don, if you'll span the crowd and watch me, I'll walk over to registration since I haven't had time to even register so far. As I try to work my way through this crowd, we'll be getting a lot of them on camera here in just a minute. Here's Teddy Hall, one of my ex-ball players. You already registered, Ted?
Yes, sir. I've already registered.
Good, good.
Yeah.
You getting along all right?
Doing great.
You didn't know about our game last night, did you?
Not really.
Not really. Well, if you'd come, you could have sat on the bench with me.
I would have sat on the bench with you because I'm not able to run up the floor.
Teddy Hall graduated in 1968 on one of my better basketball teams here at McDowell. He refereed later. And how long did you referee?
23 years.
23 years. Now what are you doing?
I work with unemployment insurance. I'm administrative hearing officer with unemployment insurance.
Okay. Live down in Prestonburg area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're still a McDowell Daredevil at heart, aren't you? Absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you always remember every year that all your players graduated?
I don't know. I know. Some things stick to my head a little bit better than others, and I think basketball is one of them.
Sometimes I forget I graduated in 68. I try to push it up to 78.
Look here, Dr. Don, get my tie on camera. He's done this before when I do some games for him during the basketball season. And I wore my basketball tie today.
That looks good, Coach.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Good seeing you, Coach.
I'm going to try to register. I'm going to get over here in the crowd. Dr. Don, follow me over there. I'm going over there. Here's Doffy Hall and Bobby Turner as I work my way again to a registration crowd. Doffy Hall, one of the biggest fans the Daredevils ever had in its history. Right, Doffy?
That's right.
What are you doing now?
Retardee.
I want you to know who that is behind the camera. That's Dr. Don.
Dr. Don.
You've heard of him.
Dr. Dunn, yeah.
And guess what? He's one that brings us all those games, you know, we do in basketball. Tell him what you listen to most of the time in basketball.
Kentucky and McDowell.
Channel 5.
Yeah, it's still McDowell in Channel 5.
And the double X, WPRG, and the double X on the radio. You pick us up on radio too, don't you?
Yeah.
See what I told you, Don? Big fan of ours.
I'll be up in West Virginia, but my heart's in Kentucky.
Okay.
Hey, we're going to have to bring Pete back out of retirement.
Straighten up down there at Kentucky.
Never happened.
Here's Bobby Turner, ex-Daredevil, longtime friend, outstanding basketball player here at McDowell years and years ago, played with Wild Bill Stumbold.
Right. Yes, that's right.
He had 2 boys played for me.
Right.
Who were they?
Glenn and Neil Turner.
Absolutely. I tell you, the Turner family is a big family up here in McDowell and Drift area in athletics and basketball and baseball. And Bobby was one of the best of them. He's an old-timer like I am, Don. So you see, well, tell us a little bit about your basketball career.
We played baseball, basketball, everything together. Pete and I did.
Yeah, we sure did. And I got the privilege of coaching his boys, at least 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's been a big supporter, big Daredevil in the history of McDowell.
Right. Yeah.
Hate to see the Daredevil's gone, don't you?
Yes, sir. I sure hate to see it leave.
I'm telling you. If it been up to me, it never happened, partner.
Me too.
That
took all the life out of basketball around here when they combined all these schools.
And we had it going, didn't we?
We sure did.
Yes, sir. Bobby Turner, great man in the community, one of the Turner family.
Don.
Well, we're going to still walk here. And is this the registration line? Huh? Registration. I'm still going to try to register Dr. Don. Well, guess who I run into here? My wife. Did you get registered, honey?
Yes, I'm registered, but they don't know you, so they need to be registered.
Okay, okay.
So,
Don, this is the reason I married a McDowell cheerleader.
I converted him. I'm a professional there.
It was a hard conversion, but she got it done.
Okay.
The purple flashing of Daredevil. You having a good time?
Yeah, I'm having a really good time. I want to go back to school. I'm thinking about enrolling again, you know.
Well, you look young enough to enroll.
Look at this roll back here. Look at all these people working so hard here. Makes me feel guilty. Get all these people.
Okay. All right. I'm going over here and try to register. I see. Now, where did I register? Dr. Don. I didn't graduate from McDowell, but I've been here a long time. Huh? All these folks, they're lined up, ready to people. I haven't even got. So where do I register? Coach Pete Grigsby. If any of you. Huh? What year did Phyllis graduate? 52.
Register right there.
Now, okay, now all these ladies, Don, all these ladies, how many of you worked on the committee now for homecoming? Wow. You've done a fantastic job. You know you're going to be on television sometime or the other with Dr. Don and me here doing this business, don't you? So, everything's going really good. We really appreciate it. So, if you want to see, I have to register. I'm just going to ditto what she put down. The way most husbands have to do it anyway.
Yes.
Go ahead and Joyce and Phil, Coach Pete Griggs, put the coach on there. That way.
They got a plaque with your picture and your name on it.
Yeah, they have. They have a few pictures of me. I really am of it. And my boys and I really are. We're daredevils down to the core. So let me see when they get that tag on me. Why don't we cut right now for just a second. Let me get my badge on, and then we'll go mingle in the crowd a little bit. Again, now we have a group of fine-looking young ladies, the former Daredevils, and I want them to introduce themselves. I got my badge finally done, registered after about an hour. But anyway, I want you to introduce yourselves, ladies, and tell them a little bit about yourself. This is Dr. Don, WPRG, and we're going to interview a lot of the alumni today and tell people about this, and he's going to create a film for everybody to take home sometime. Okay, here we go, Debbie.
Okay, Debbie Mead, class of 67, and I had the pleasure of being a Daredevil cheerleader, 65 through 67, under the guidance of Pete Grigsby, and his lovely wife Phyllis was our cheerleading coach. Well, wonderful years, wonderful home back here. I'll always consider this home.
That was our first state team, too, wasn't it?
That's
Ricky
right.
Hall and Donnie Hall and
right.
Tracy. And yeah.
Went all the way to state.
Broke the ice, as Tracy said last night in the alumni game. Tracy said we broke the ice.
We did.
Yeah.
We broke the ice.
Okay.
Broke the mold.
Okay, now, thank you, Debbie.
I'm Sandra Hall Stevens, and I'm class of 1960. And my claim to fame, I guess, is I'm Rick and Don's sister and Olive and Adrian's daughter. So there you go. And so it's always a pleasure to come back and see friends. It makes me very emotional, and a lot of memories, wonderful memories here.
As I recall, your parents were very proud of you as a student, young lady. You did awfully well in academics.
Yes, I did pretty well. I went to Morehead State University and graduated in English and library science, and I spent my professional career in San Diego as a librarian. So
okay.
It was very nice.
Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thanks.
I'm Vicki Mitchell Thornberry, graduated in 67. I taught school in Campbell County, across the river from Cincinnati, and then Cincinnati Public Schools. I retired there in 2000. I'm a writer. I've written 2 books now. And I always come back, and I'm very nostalgic when I do, but this is home. My parents are gone now, but it's still home. I still come back and visit my friends 3 times a year.
Oh, that's wonderful, Vicki. It's good to see you again. Glad to have you back, class of 60.
He was the best history teacher.
Yes, I was her teacher.
He was an excellent teacher, which you wouldn't think for most coaches, but he was. He really knew his history. I've got one. My new one's not published yet, but I have my other one in my car. It's called A Country Song, and it's memoirs, and it's a lot of Eastern Kentucky background. And so is my new one. Part of it's about a coal miner's daughter, which I was.
It's great to see you here and have you back.
Good talking to you.
Okay. Roy Denver, if you turn around, Paul, would you come here, Roy? Come here.
What's up?
Junior. Paul, will you come over here a minute? You've never been at a loss of words. At the camera, that's Dr. Don, the WPRG over here at Harold.
Hello, Dr. Don.
Hello, Mr.
Do you cure all and see all?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's great. What is that thing you have on your shoulder, JVC, John Victor Corporation? Are you a representative from Nippon for them? Huh?
Hey, will you tell us,
I'm glad I can't remember any number above that. I'm glad that's a 5.
will you tell something about yourself now after you've already worked him over?
If you double that 5, I'm a graduate of 1955, retired teacher after 35 years, lived at Price, had a lot of people I was always treasured. You know him? Do you know Julius Martin? I feel sorry for you. But anyway, the Lord puts burdens on all people, like you. But
Thank you, Paul. Here's a long-time teacher, McDowell. Introduce yourselves, fellas, and tell them something about what you're doing.
Roy Frazier. I taught school here for 31 years, and 3 more years up at South Floyd. Taught with Pete. I believe Pete came here
a year before I did.
61.
I came in 62, so he was here a year before I was. And I enjoyed every bit of it. This guy right here standing right beside of me, this guy standing beside of me here is from upstate New York. He graduated with me in 1955. David Stanton. David, tell him about it.
First thing I got to do is ask you if this is going to go on national TV. If it's not, this is where I'm from.
Bristlebud. My goodness, I haven't heard that for 30 years.
That was the main business district of McDowell, where we stand at this time, back when I was a young man. Yeah. Well, I did get through this program at school. Your first interviewee there, Mr. Branson, was a very successful school teacher. The problem there is all of his students are now into heavy-duty drug trafficking. Roy Denver, on the other hand, runs a school up there. He's up to now 4 students. But anyhow, this is where it all took place. Pete, I didn't get to know Pete too much because I had to move out of town, but when I did that, he'd already stole 4 of my girlfriends. Good. Back to you.
Yeah, get it back to me now. Thanks.
He wants to get his grandson.
Okay, grandson.
This is Lucas. Okay, he's nice.
Is that your grandson?
That's my grandson, but Landon.
All right. Congratulations. All right, fellas. Let's walk through the crowd here and see. Well, here's a teacher here that I want to sure get her on television, Dr. Don. This is Miss Ruby Akers. Ruby, tell them about yourself. She's been here a long time. She's worked in these committees for these homecomings. I don't know how long, but tell us about yourself, Ruby.
Oh, I was the one that suggested that we have it, the first one.
Absolutely. And how long ago was that?
That was in 93 when we first started it.
Yeah. And you've been working with it ever since, haven't you?
Since. And still volunteering.
Now, tell us about your educational career. I know you taught here at McDowell High School for a long time. Tell us about that.
Oh, I started teaching here at McDowell in 1940, and I taught until 78 and retired. And since then, it's been busy all the time. And I'm always coming back.
Listen, we lost a dear friend of yours and mine. I'm sorry to hear about Anna Sue. We went to her funeral the other day. I was real sorry to hear about our good friend Anna Sue Stumbo passing away, which was also, she meant a lot to this school too. She and her husband Lloyd Stumbo.
Certainly did. One of my best friends.
Absolutely. So Ruby, it's good to see you, and thanks for the great work you do. This homecoming is a great idea. I want to congratulate you folks for doing it.
Thank you.
A very good idea, Miss Ruby.
It surely is.
Because it was suggested, and I said, well, why don't we sponsor it? And the Drift Women's Club started.
That's right, I remember.
We sponsored it for 2 years.
About 10 years ago. Okay. All right, thanks, Ruby. And over here's a young man, John Branson.
Pete, now listen, I want to explain and try to get forgiveness. I know that when you wanted me to be the manager of the basketball team there, but the $5,000 that you offered me, I thought was way too small. I was working at Inland Steel, and they were paying me huge money, but we patched up our differences over that, and Pete knew that I had all the knowledge to how to handle the basketballs and the equipment, but
and clean the towels for me.
Clean the towels, but this is the $5,000, Pete. I mean, you should have come forth with a little bit more money than that.
We didn't have much money in those days. I'm sorry.
And if I'd had it to do over, I would have accepted. Back then, realizing that we didn't have the resources then.
Okay.
Pete, how are you?
You're fine, John.
Doing fine. Pete, I'd like to say to all my classmates, hello. And I retired a few years ago as an elementary principal after 31 years in education and 24 as principal. My wife is...
Where was that at, John?
I finished up in Franklin, Ohio, just south of Dayton.
Yeah.
And I just sold my house. My furniture's already been moved down to Fort Myers, Cape Coral area. Just bought a house down there. My address is 102 Southeast 41st Street, Cape Coral, Florida, 33904. If you're down to Sanibel Island, Fort Myers area, look up John Branson. I'll take you out on my boat.
All right. Boy, I tell you, we got them all over. California, Florida, New York. Woo! And Bristlebuck.
And Bristlebuck.
Good to see you again, partner. You look great. I like that shirt, you know.
Yeah, this is one of the old ones.
Yeah, I know. I recognize it.
I just kept it until the next one and get it back out.
Okay. Here we go.
Right here.
Hi, young lady.
Won it for red, white, and blue at South Floyd High School. What year, Alice?
2002.
2002. That's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah, her name's Alice Wright, and she's going to Prestonburg College now.
Well,
She's
that's
going,
wonderful.
She's going to make a music teacher. You say a few words, Alice.
And where did you graduate from?
South Floyd High School.
Of course, now we'll allow you down here because you know South Floyd's consolidation of McDowell Wheelwright. So you're responsible to be here. So we're glad to have you.
She graduated from McDowell Grade School. She was the last class.
8th grade graduating class to graduate from.
Well, that's wonderful. Oh, you want to say anything to Dr. Don there on camera?
Yeah, I'm at the parade and stuff. Because I waved at you.
And when she graduated, she's the girl that got up there and done the Russian dance.
Oh, that's good. Well, good to talk with you. I'm going to mill through the crowd here. Congratulations. Keep up the good work, okay? Hey, man, okay.
Class of 57.
Where
right
are you?
Here. Right here.
All right, now listen, I'm in the middle of the class of 57. I guess, come on now, Bertie, come on. The class of 57, says Clara Johnson. How many are there here?
6.
There's 6, 7.
6.
So far.
So far, 6. We usually have about 10 or 11.
Have about 10 or 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
okay.
not 10.
Clara, let's start here and we'll go around and tell everybody, tell Dr. Don who you are and what you're doing now, where you live, anything you want to say about it, okay? About this great homecoming.
I'm Clara Johnson, Clara Hicks Johnson. I'm a director of the Resource Center here at school. I've been here 44 years. I'm about to catch up with you, Pete.
Well, I'll tell you, you might catch up with me. Well, that's pretty close.
Oh.
So that's good to have you here. And worked under me when I was 4 years ago. We won't say how long ago, okay? Did a good job, doing a good job now, Ann.
I'm Janine Hamilton Sloan, and I'm just like Minnie Pearl. I'm just glad to be here. Thank you.
Where are you now?
I live in Tip City, Ohio. And
You come a long way to come back to McDowell?
a long way to get here.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be here, and it's
You enjoying yourself?
a good day, yeah. It's a great day.
You're getting to see some of your classmates and some of the other students you went to school with here, aren't you?
Got here, but I look forward to seeing.
Oh, you missed a great event last night.
Basketball game?
Oh, yes. We had some old basketball players out there. We introduced a three-point shooting contest, too.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, my husband's a little on the sick side today, so we missed that.
Okay. Hope you enjoy the rest of the festivities.
Hi, I'm Chuck Hall, graduated in 57. Presently live in a Chicago suburb of St. Charles. Really look forward to this every year, coming back and being a part of this. And it just means so much to meet these folks and really do it.
Well, it's a great event, isn't it, Chuck?
It is, and it's just, I hope it never ends.
Absolutely. Appreciate you bringing those jerseys to us last night.
That's just something small.
Well,
yeah.
He brought us some jerseys, some gold jerseys, and some blue jerseys for the alumni game last night.
Yeah, that's something small. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Thank you. And here we have in the background
Ted Shelton.
Another class of 57.
7, yeah. Now I'm retired. Do as little as I can. Can't do much.
Is this an ordeal for you to come here?
I love it. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure do.
Where do you live?
Right down below the school here.
Right down, oh yes, I know where you live.
Here by the new church. So I live down there and I enjoy the reunion.
So year round you see everything that goes on around here at McDowell School.
Well, including the floods.
Don't talk about those floods. I've seen too many of them, Ted. Yes, sir.
Jack Little, class 57.
You're getting back to where I graduated. Not quite, but you're getting close.
You came along just a few years after I got through. I played under Estel. Graduated in 57.
I was looking for Estel, but he hadn't shown up yet. I hope he gets to come back.
I haven't seen him in a long time. I don't know if he'd even recognize him now or not.
Yeah. Well, like the same. I haven't seen him for about 3 or 4 years. He comes back occasionally because they still own that home up here, and they recently last year, I think.
Yeah, he was a fine fella. Estel was a good man. I enjoyed it.
What position?
I played guard. Yeah, I played 2 years for him. Well, actually, I played from the 8th grade on, but I started the last 2 years.
Did you play with my brother-in-law, J.C. Martin, Julius Martin?
Well, I played with your other brother-in-law.
Sammy?
Yeah. Yeah. Sammy and I graduated the same class.
I was looking for Sammy today, but he's not here.
Yeah, but I think the first time we had a meeting must have been probably 10 years ago. I saw him then. He was at that one, and we haven't seen him since. He's a no-show. We're going to have to make him a shower.
I don't know what we're going to do with him, I'll tell you what. Send him back to Puerto Rico, I reckon.
Well, send him up here. A lot of people would like to see him.
Good talk with you. Glad you made it.
Now, when you talk to me, it starts to rain. I'm Ray Moore. I'm retired, presently retired, living in Asheville, North Carolina.
Asheville, North Carolina. Good. You drove quite a distance. How long does it take you to drive from Asheville?
3 hours, 15 minutes, something like that.
Well, what are you doing now?
I'm just retired. I retired 19 years ago as a police officer from Michigan. I've been in federal court security for the last 16 years. So I just retired again.
So you enjoying life?
Oh, yes. Yes, very much, very much.
How are you enjoying the festivities here at McDowell?
Good. It's good to come back. Until I got with these, I had met more relatives than I had classmates. So.
I see. Well, you got a few classmates there. Look like about 7 or 8. So maybe some more will show up.
Is this Pete Grigsby, the late, great Pete Grigsby, the one they named the gym after?
That's right. That's me. Coached here for 13 years. Principal and coach, and had 3 teams win state tournament.
Let me tell you a story. I used to be on the Board of Education in Michigan, and we had a real big row, this must have been 25 years ago, about naming a building after a living individual. Well, and I went to war with these people, and they went over me. Well, in the last 5 or 6 years, they building after an acting principal, and guess what? He was just recently indicted in federal court. Well, you can see the problems you can get.
Absolutely.
And I just happened to be up there when they were taking the name down off the field that they named after him.
They have done that in this county for years. We have schools named after ex-superintendents and ex-board chair and everything. So, Clark Elementary School after Charles Clark, Johnny M. Stumbo after Johnny, and it was done all while they. So it was sort of a tradition in this county, and of course I was fortunate and honored to have the field house named after me, and I appreciate that, the work that me and my boys did and all the fans. So it was tradition in here. We didn't have that problem.
Yeah. Well, like I say, you never know. I mean, especially when some of these people you deal with, you got to watch it,
Absolutely.
And I just had to go back and tell them I told you so,
Thanks, Ray. Enjoy yourself, partner. Good to see you. And I guess right now it's raining out here, Don. Maybe we need to cut and try to go inside and get a few people. All right? Take it away, Don. We're back at McDowell High School once again inside the Grigsby Fieldhouse, the gym part of the campus, connected with the cafeteria next door. And inside here we have the trophy cases and all the plaques and everything has been built up over years since 1934 to 1993. Dr. Don is spanning the area, getting some pictures of it for our preview and film that being produced, and it will come out sometime in the near future for the committee to sell for the alumni. And so the homecoming committee has a great idea here, and Dr. Don and I are trying to bring you some interesting people to talk to you and to put on this souvenir film, actually, what it's going to be, and it'll be for all the McDowell alumni people that's here today. And so right now I'm going to go around this circle, Dr. Don, and here's ex-Daredevil Ed Patton. Ed, buddy, you've been around about as long as I have.
Yeah, I've always been here in Fraser's Creek and probably always will be.
Now tell us a little bit about your athletic career.
Well, I played a little bit in 1960. I think we had a record of 19-10 that year, and we were beaten in the district by the Martin Purple Flags.
Oh, that's a bad word.
That's bad. We don't like to talk that around here, but I guess you have to be truthful.
Phyllis had a hard time converting me to Daredevil. Got the job done.
Yeah, and she's kept you right there too. I think she did a pretty good job.
Ed had some brothers that played basketball here also. They're not here today. Is Jerry here, Keith?
Jerry's here. I don't think Keith will be here. Jerry will be here all day and tonight too.
Yeah. Jerry played basketball and baseball for me, and they had some good basketball teams here, so maybe I'll get to talk with him too, Ed.
I'm sure you will. Jerry will be around all day.
Hey, tell them what you're doing now. You're living in Fraser Creek, and what else are you working at?
I'm working a little bit for the county. I'm the administrative assistant to Judge Thompson, and I have a nonprofit housing corporation called Links, and that's where most of my time is being spent now.
Next door to the Board of Education?
Yeah, next door. I see you people all the time.
We're neighbors again.
But I feel honored to stand here beside of these people, especially one of the best that there ever was, Wild Bill Stumbo. So I think you ought to go ahead and get to the start.
I'll go ahead. I got him lined up next. The old Wild Bill. I'm telling you, what a ball player. Mr. Daredevil, Wild Bill Stumbo. It's good to see you again, partner.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. And a little bit about an hour or so ago, I couldn't get through here for talking about basketball, but finally got through there to see Dr. Don because we got this job to do today.
Yeah, well, I feel real pleased that I'm here probably with three of the best basketball players we ever had here on the best basketball team we ever had at McDowell. That's Pico Hall, Pal Hobart to my left. Ray Turner's not here and Don Hewlett's dead. But that's the best five I've ever seen play here when I was a freshman.
Well, good, good. You all had some great teams back then. Under Estel Hall was your coach, wasn't he?
Yeah, we got beaten regional by Inez in the regional tournament that year, 1946.
1946, I can tell you all about that because I was in the 6th grade down at the Martin Grade School. Went down to see that tournament. It was played in the old Prestonburg High School gym, about like McDowell's old one.
Yeah.
And couldn't get in there, me and my brother, we just little fellas, and we hung on the outside of the window. They had these boards across and a little ledge. We climbed up on that ledge and peeked between the boards and saw y'all play, but we could only see half the floor. So we saw you on offense the first half and defense the second half. I remember Ray had that big old turnaround hook shot at the top of the key that he threw up there against those wooden backboards. So we saw that game.
He's pretty hard to stop, Ray was. We also had some good shooters in Pal Hobart here and Burns Hall and Pico.
I remember that team well. I was a little boy and I watched you all play all year.
I think we won 35 out of 37 games that year.
That was a good round. I know you beat the Purple Flash pretty good that year.
To me, that was, yeah, we did beat them.
But I was just a boy then now. I was just a little boy. I caught up with some of your tricks later.
They supposed to have been some good boys down there. A fellow by the name of T.J. Prater and I can't...
T.J. was a good ball player.
And
the Rattler boys.
We walked through that district tournament at Garrett with no problem.
Yeah.
We beat Martin the first game 14 points.
Yeah.
Beat Garrett 16 and Wayland 17 for the championship.
Did you beat Dog Campbell and Percy Woods?
We beat them.
And Burns Ratliff and T.J. Prater and Hookie Wilson, that bunch, Roy Ratliff. Huh?
Prestonburg had a big basketball team.
Yeah.
They had a good basketball team.
Sure did.
But we had the best. That's the best I've ever seen.
Okay, Wild Bill Stumbo, one of the greats here at McDowell. Bill, good to talk with you again.
Okay, thank you.
Always good to talk basketball with you. And over here's another Palmer. I remember seeing Palmer play when I was a little boy. Palmer You were a good one too, partner.
Long time ago. Yeah.
But you were on that 46 team, that district champion team here.
Yep,
First one at McDowell.
Yep. We was right there. Me and them guys down there.
Yep. What are you doing right now?
I'm retired. Nothing.
Yeah.
I quit working.
You quit working. You enjoying life?
Trying to.
Do you remember Estill Hall? I hope Estill comes.
Coach, yeah.
Yeah.
Him, Clive Akers coached a lot too.
So I hope we get to see Estill today, long-time coach. I think in tenure-wise, he coached longer than I did. I think he coached about 20 years here.
I imagine he did every bit of it, yeah.
I coached 13. Yes, some good ball clubs. So I sort of grew up watching you guys play, the Purple Flash and the Daredevils and the Black Devils and the Maytown Wildcats. So I saw a lot of basketball in my young days.
9 schools, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah. It was hard to get out of a district, wasn't it?
Yep, sure was. It's hard.
Floyd County was known as the Little State Tournament.
Yes, they was.
And that was no understatement either.
Nope, I don't believe it was.
Okay, Palmer. Okay, it's good to see you. We're going to walk down here and get some more old-time players. And Rick, you stay right here. I'll be back. Ricky, stay right here. I'll be back and get you in a minute.
Right there, played right with me.
These two, right. Now, we won't get that last statement on camera. We're going to bleep that one, okay? Okay, we're here in the middle of 3 strong Daredevils, I'm telling you. Well, it's great to see you guys. I want you to know, and we're fixing this up for souvenirs for all the alumni. The committee, the homecoming committee wanted it done. Dr. Don and I tried our best to get everybody we can on film and talk to. And here's one of my partners that played ball against me when we were in high school. We were the same age, or practically the same age.
Same age, that's right.
And we had some good ball games, didn't we, Tim?
Absolutely. But the best at that time. Oh, Pete, I had to compete against Pete all the time, you know, when we played him. But he was a great ball player. He's a good guard. And I'll tell you what, I played guard for McDowell for 3 years on the first team. And you played, I believe, 4 years.
4 years,
4 years on the first team. So we had a great time. I enjoyed it very much.
Listen, people didn't know it, but I knew it. You all had a great ball team that year, my junior year, when you were, I think, a senior.
Yeah, we did. We had a good...
Name some of those players you played with here at McDowell.
Oh, God. There was Doug Hayes and Cleon Jones and Harold James Newsom, Palmer Henson.
Palmer was a good one, wasn't he?
Palmer was a good ball player. Yeah, he was. We had a pretty good team.
You sure did. You and Donnie Mack, weren't you?
No, Donnie Mack.
It was later. He was later.
It was later.
Okay.
Donnie Mack was later, yeah.
But, and Junkie Floyd?
Yeah, Floyd Frazier.
Yeah.
Floyd was a substitute on our team. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And these guys right here, though, they were good, too. Burns Hall, Pico.
Listen, I've already talked to Wild Bill and Palmer. They had one of the best teams, you know, in the history of the school. That 46 team, I used to watch them when I was a little fella.
Oh, listen, they were good.
I never did like that hook shot that Ray Turner threw up, though.
Well, he threw a lot of them up there. I'm going to tell you that right now. He threw a lot.
But y'all had a great ball team. We were fortunate, I remember, to beat you that year down there. I never will forget. Hoss had me guard Palmer, of all people, because he was burning somebody up. Yeah. And you took a shot out of that corner down there at Martin. I thought, sure, I was standing there under. I thought, sure, it was going in there. But it just clicked inside the rim, if you remember. Bounced off, and I got position on Palmer and got the rebound.
That's right. Went down and scored.
Yeah, and we won the game 1 point.
And you won the game 1 point. Yeah. That was in the final. That was in the final.
A little bit more, and it'd been right 0. We'd been history. Purple Flash would have been history, I'll tell you right now, Tim.
It was a close one.
Good talk with you. And here we have another big-time history-making daredevil in basketball. And introduce yourself, Burns.
Burns Hall, 1946.
A great ball club.
County, we were the county guys that went to the regional and got beat behind us.
I know it.
Big old boy. What was that boy's name over there?
You know, I forget.
They went on to the state tournament.
I was a little fellow in grade school, and buddy, I tell you what, I hung on the outside trying to watch that game. I just saw half of it each half, but we was hoping you guys would win, and they went on the state, didn't they, Inez?
Oh yeah, they were the best team. They won. Yeah, they were the best.
Is that the year they won it?
Yeah.
So
they won the whole.
And Estill Hall was your coach.
Estill Hall, yeah.
Let's see. So
Edsel, Palmer Halber, Ray Turner, and
Pico.
Don Hewlett.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great ball club. I know when I came here to coach, I remember that ball club, and I think that was the only district champion team we had up to that point. I
Yeah.
believe it was. And,
Yeah.
and it was a really good basketball team.
Yeah, we won about...
I was pulling for you because you beat Martin, you beat Garrett, and you beat everybody in Floyd County, and I was hoping you'd beat Inez, but it didn't happen.
No, we had to be 3 teams before we come out of the district. Ray fouled out in that game.
So it was played down in the old Prestonburg High School gym, something like a wooden frame building that we used to have here at McDowell.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was hanging outside trying to watch through
square backboards.
Yeah, square wooden backboards.
Yeah.
You hit that old dead wood and it go boom, you know. It wouldn't make any sound hardly at all. But it's good to see you back here. You enjoying yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I come every 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Yeah.
That's
You know, we beat Whalen out that year. You remember D. Corsi and over at Betsy Lane, Boyd?
I
He
remember
played.
those boys, yeah.
Yeah, and that's time Rural Hicks played and Castle. Now after the ball game, we just had one referee, Jack Turner.
Yeah, I remember Jack too. Yeah.
After the ball game, this boy come in, reached me his trunks. He said, "You've been after them all night. I'm gonna give them to you."
Well, listen, the next year Whalen went to state. D. Corsi and all those guys went state in 47.
Yeah, we beat them.
Yeah, you beat them in 46, and could have gone to state hadn't been for Inez.
Yeah, Inez had a good ball club.
Yeah.
They were faster than we were.
Yeah. Okay.
Had that Harmon and, well, to be honest with you, we didn't really have many substitutes. Wild Bell, but, you know, Ethel didn't play him very much.
Yeah.
And Don Ward, he was a substitute. But if somebody fouled out, we were in trouble.
Well, now, tell us on camera a little bit about yourself, Pico. Tell them who you are and what you're doing now.
Well, my name is William Hall, but I'm better known as Pico. Nobody don't know me as William. And I put 42 years in the coal mines, and I retired with Turner Elkhorn Mining Company, and I don't do very much anymore.
Well, that's all right. You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I have a daughter live down in Virginia. I go down there and see her alone. I got a place down on the lake. I fish some.
Well, are you having a good time here at homecoming? Good, good. It's a fantastic job the committee's doing. And it's great to have these guys, these ex-Daredevils on camera. And as I gotten everybody, no, I haven't gotten everybody. I'm going to walk down here and get a couple of ladies. Thanks, guys. Come on, Don.
I was just telling you, this is my brother. Whether you knew that or not.
Yeah, I remember years ago, but now my memory's getting about like everybody else.
Like mine, I guess.
How you doing?
Fine.
Long-time teacher here at McDowell. Introduce yourself. Tell them what you do.
I'm Emma Billups and taught 37 years at McDowell. Taught most of them here, 34.
Right. And she was one of my teachers for a while, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, when I was friends with you. All right, now introduce yourself.
My name's Rosemary Stumbo Compton.
Okay. What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 1947.
Okay. Are you enjoying the homecoming?
Oh, yes, it's real nice. Nice to be here. Good to see people.
It is good to see everybody. It takes something like this to get people back together again and say hello and reminisce.
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you here. Palmer?
Real nice.
Okay. All right. Well, they got a lot of festivities planned all day long. The classes be meeting after registration. And Don and I got the job of going till about 1 o'clock, I guess. We're doing pretty good, Don. All right. Okay, thank you, Palmer. Follow me out here now as we walk through the foyer of the Grigsby Field House with some of the pictures. You might want to get some of the retired pictures, all-staters and stuff hanging here in the foyer of the McDowell Field House, named after myself, which I'm very proud of. There's Steve Smith's, Jerry's retired. Of course, Jerry Grigsby's, Steve Newsom, Pete Grigsby III, Henry Webb. And down here, Don, let's walk down and get the others that have retired jerseys.
Yeah.
Coach David Turner, myself, and Johnny Ray Turner set up a criteria of all state people jerseys to be retired. David Turner, Firebug, they used to call him. Here's Tommy Martin, Ricky Hall, Ricky who is here. I'm going to talk with him in just a minute. And here's Glenn Turner, All-State. Glenn and Ricky were our two All-Staters in tournament play. And then Steve Smith, whose jersey is hung in the other place down there, down the hallway, showcase, was a first-team All-Stater according to season play. So we've had a few All-Staters. Tommy was the third-team All-Stater, and David was second-team, and the others down there were second-team, except for Jury, who was All-American and All-State for 3 years. So anyway, we've got quite a history besides that 1946 team. It was good, and I'm going to go down here and introduce to you our first All-State basketball player who played on the first state tournament team at McDowell High School in 1966, Captain Ricky Hall. How you doing, Rick?
I'm doing just fine.
Oh, you look good.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to take care of myself. It's getting harder and harder.
Yeah.
And you look good too, Coach. You look like you're still as young as I am.
Well, okay. I try to stay young. I guess it's this good atmosphere up here in Left Beaver Creek at McDowell.
It's good water. It's the water you drink.
Well, I was just telling about you being the first All-Stater here at McDowell High School. You scored 41 points down there in Freedom Hall in 1966 against Ashland at that time, which was a state tournament record, scoring record.
That was a state scoring record for Freedom Hall.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Later, it's been broken, but for Freedom Hall at that time, it was a record.
Yes, and it was fifth on the all-time list for scoring, single-game scoring at that time.
Okay. Rick had a great career here. He played for me 4 years, 3 years as starter here at McDowell. We had some good teams all those years.
Yes, we did. We had some very interesting teams. My sophomore year, we had a very inexperienced team, but through our zone defenses and changing of zones, we ended up having a very successful year that year.
We surprised people on defense, didn't we?
Yes, we did. As I recall, I think we beat Shelby County, the eventual state champions. 2 years later, we beat them that year.
We did. They were selected to beat us out the first round of Henry County Invitational, and we upset them.
Right. They just couldn't adjust to those changing defenses.
Right. Well, Rick, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you left the McDowell High School on basketball scholarship to Marshall. Tell us about that a little bit, and then what you did afterwards. I know you retired in education. You went into the education field. Tell us a little bit of the summary about yourself.
Okay, once I left here, I went to Marshall University, where I played for Ellis Johnson. Ellis was, of course, most people know him as Adolph Rupp's first All-American. Had a good career at Marshall, played 2 NIT games on Madison Square Gardens, got to play in the old Madison Square Gardens and the new one in the same year. We played Houston the year that they beat out UCLA for the #1 team in the nation at Madison Square Gardens. And from college, I went on into teaching at Russell Independent Schools, coached under Marv Meredith, who, like you, is a legendary coach in Kentucky, and spent 14 years there with him. Came up to McDowell for a brief career, a brief time, and enjoyed coming home and getting back, knowing the people that...
Well, you coached here for 2 or 3 years, I recall.
2 or 3 years. And, of course, you and I talked about how it's going to take a lot of rebuilding at that time, and you're going to have to play a lot of young kids. So I pretty much sacrificed myself as a coach to build for the future, and just ran out of steam. And
well, that's what it takes. A small school like McDowell, you had to rebuild every year or two.
But that team ended up being runners-up in the region, should have won the state that year, their senior year. So I was very happy with that, although
That was the '89 club at Johnny Ray coached.
Right. Johnny Ray Turner's team. And Johnny Ray, of course, was the perfect mix for them. And from there, I went on to Powell County High School, where I coached a little bit, but my main job was to be athletic director there, and ended my career, like a 10-year career at Powell County as athletic director. And now I'm retired, and I'm enjoying it tremendously.
Well, you look great.
And
the only thing I wish that you could have come back last night and played with us in our alumni game.
Yeah, Coach. I saw Steve Smith take that left-hand hook shot that missed the basket about 8 feet. And I said, no, I didn't want to be there. And here I am retired, and I played for him, and he's still at it. And I don't think you'll ever retire.
I doubt it, really. I like to work. I'm like Dr. Don. We just like what we're doing, don't we, Don?
That's Yeah, well, it's good to love what you're doing.
Yeah, you know, I work for WPRG, and with Dr. Don and I have worked together for 12 or 13 years now in basketball, bringing games, high school games, the 15th region to all the public, and that we do it on radio and on delayed television.
Right, I remember
I enjoy that very much. It keeps me close to the game.
You've been into that how many years?
Into what?
Into the broadcasting.
12 years. Dr. Don and I worked together on that in WPRG, and now the last 7 or 8 years we've been doing radio, live radio, with delay telecast on ball games. So it's really exciting. It's a good thing to be doing.
Yes, and I've seen some of your broadcasts, and I think you do a very fine job.
Well, thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. And tell us a little bit about your new lady. You know, I've got a strong tie with her. You don't know it, but your fiance?
Yeah, I brought as a guest with me today my fiance, Stephanie Wells, who happens to be the daughter of Harold Hurst, who happens to be a former roommate of yours.
Absolutely. We played at UK together. University of Kentucky, and Harold's down there in Stanton and doing well.
Yeah, he's doing very well. So it's just a small world, and I think through the years, Harold's mentioned you many times, and now I'm hanging around with his daughter.
Good.
And his daughter's right over there, so.
Want to come over here and say hello? Or get a picture of you? Let me walk over there. Welcome here to McDowell.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
It's really good to see you again.
I want you to tell my old teammate and roommate hello down there, and tell your daddy that when you get back to Stanton.
Sure.
Okay. And you got a good man here. I hope you can straighten him up now. Keep him on the straight and narrow, and he's a good man.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Rick, congratulations, partner.
Well, thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
That's good to see you again.
One thing I want you to know, where's Donnie?
Donnie will be here this afternoon.
Donnie and Rick played together on my first state team, 66, and Donnie was a great guard, as Rick was a great center, and I couldn't have done it without them, and Terry Heinisch and Tracy Stumbo and Junior Turner and Woody Carter. It's a good ball club, real good ball club.
Yes, it was, and I think you brought us along right at the right time, made some critical changes late in the season, and you had a little illness problem there during the year, and
yeah, I did.
That set us back.
Gallbladder problems.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason we ended up losing 12 games. If not for that, I think we would have ended up.
Yeah, I was pretty sick that year. I was very lucky to finish it.
I think we'd only lost about 5 or 6 games that year, if not for that period of time.
Yeah.
So that really set us back. But
I got sick down there at the final game state tournament. Rick drove me home. I wasn't able to drive home, me and my family. Thanks, Rick.
Okay.
Sorry to hear about your mom and dad. Adrian Hall and Olive Rose Hall meant a lot to this community, to this school. And Adrian coached here, and Olive Rose was a great band teacher, and we really miss them, Rick. I want you to know that.
We certainly in the family miss them too, but you know, for two people to have such a wonderful life and the number of years they had, anybody would take that deal. So we're very proud of them. They left quite a legacy.
Right. Thank you, Rick. Okay. You left quite a legacy, young man.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, Don, let's go out here and see. It stopped raining. You want to get a picture in there? That's what's going to happen tonight about the dance coming up tonight. I see some of the boys they've got set up, and going to be a big gala event tonight, Dr. Don. I'm telling you, people need to put on their dancing shoes. Let's go in here, if you will. Hi, guys. Boy, that's great. All right, this is just a little view of what's going to happen tonight here. Isn't that great? Come on here. I want you to tell us who you are and what's the name of your band and what's going to be happening tonight and when.
The name of the band is the Long Shot Band. My name's Greg Hall, and I do lead vocals. So we're here is Mr. Gregory Couch.
I don't know this fella. I tell you, he's got his ball cap on, his beard's growed out some. Greg, everything working out all right for you over there at Pikeville?
Well, we're hanging in there, working every day. They're keeping us busy.
Hey, that sounded great, really. The Dr. Don and I got that. He got that on camera and a good sound.
If we'd known that, we'd have tried a little better, maybe.
What time is the dance tonight?
8 o'clock till midnight, I think.
Okay. And you guys are just warming up? You got everything set up, huh?
Trying to get it set up, yeah. Trying to get a good sound check.
Greg and I work together on some projects, don't we? Between the Board of Education and the Transportation Department, don't we, Greg?
Occasionally we get to work together,
Yeah.
school flashers and things like that.
Yes. What about the rest of the band here? Who are they?
On bass over here, Kurt Lee from Wayland. And on the drums back here, from right here in McDowell, Kern Patton.
I think Kern grew up playing the drums.
I'd say he did. He's been hitting them for a while now.
This afternoon, but he's not here.
A keyboard player?
Yeah, Mr. Barry Combs plays keyboards for us. He'll be here this evening. He had to work today, so he'll be here.
All right, tell us about yourself.
I'm Curtis Lee from Wayland, Kentucky. I hadn't worked for the federal government at the time out of Hazard, so don't see much of this territory other than on the weekends.
You live over in Hazard?
Wayland.
Wayland?
Yeah.
And you work out of Hazard? You're working in my dad's country over there in Hazard.
Hazard, Kentucky? Yeah.
I started coaching MC Napier in 1957. And over there, if you hear of any Grigsbys, Combs, Napiers, Gayharts, Brashear, they're my people.
Matter of fact, my son dates a Grigsby that lives in Lexington. Her dad's a coach. I think says that he's related to you.
Well, he probably is. All those Grigsbys migrated from Perry County. Yeah. My dad got here in Floyd County because he met my mother in Moorhead. She was from Martin, and he was on a football scholarship, played Hazard High School, and he met her, and that was his downfall. She drug him back to Martin, and that's where we've been all these years, these decades.
Jackson. They're from over in Jackson. So,
well, but they probably migrate from Perry County way back there years ago.
Building. They live in Lexington now. Matter of fact, he's playing in Lexington tonight himself. He's a drummer.
Well, look over, folks.
Don't see anybody. We go into our nice little gray cubes, and we don't see no sunlight. Crank out long.
Boy, it's great to have you all here. I know job tonight for everybody. Back here's a daredevil. I'm telling you.
We'll see it tonight, I think. The first time, anyway, I'll see.
What's that, Kern?
I've never seen you dance before, and I believe I'll see it tonight.
Up there pretty good now, Kern.
You're getting up there. Well, I'm not going to tell nobody's age here either. But, yeah, we're going to have a real good time tonight. It's like I said, it's my reunion, too. I graduated in '69, and I think we're going to have a real good turnout.
Kern had me, and Eddie played before I got here as coach, and Jerry and me.
Yeah, they all played. I was the runt. I had to play drums. They played they all did sports and all that, and I had to do this, which I'm glad I did. Overshadow that, so tonight I guess I'll overshadow them a little bit.
Remember back when you were in school that you used to do, when I coached, you used to Pete Grigsby. Is that true?
Well, that's been quite a long time, but this is a different game now. Quite a bit older, and I haven't done it in quite a while. Practice on it and do it a little bit better later for you, okay? But it's a different kind of ball game.
Thanks, Kern. He used to do a great mimic of me, I'm telling you. It was really great. Could you all put up a tune while we exit, fellas? Strike us up something here while we get it on camera. Dr. I will mosey on here and get some more folks. All right, here's a little sampling of what you're going to get tonight. This is homecoming tape. The committee wants to put all this on the homecoming tape, about 2 hours of it, and so Don and I are still moving around.
Which one? When you tell start.
Change, change, change.
Great job. Great job, fellas. Congratulations. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, tonight at 8 o'clock in the Grigsby Fieldhouse here at the McDowell High School, they'll be playing from 8 to 12. You folks, we hope you come out and visit with them. They do a great job. Back once again here at McDowell High School inside the cafeteria. And it's the coolest place on campus, I'll tell you right now. And that's why you see so many folks in here. They're not dumb. They weren't born yesterday. They're from McDowell. So we're in here in the cafeteria. And we got a lot of them in here waiting for other activities. I guess the class reunions will be coming up next. And tonight with the big dance. So right now I'm going to pass the mic over to Terry Shelton and let him pass it around the table here, Don, and let everybody say something about the homecoming, about themselves, where they are, what year they graduated. I don't want anybody to be bashful about their ages now. I want everybody to be honest, what year you graduated. And if you want to say your age, you can. You don't have to. But anyway, here's Terry Shelton. He's an old daredevil. Played ball for me here at high school. Terry, we'll let you start it off, and you pass the mic around the table here.
Well, when I graduated in 1965, and I'm old enough to know better, but too young to resist, you know. And as soon as I graduated from high school, I got drafted. Quickest individual to get drafted in Floyd County after graduation. So then I retired from the United States Navy Seabees. And I mean retired. Thank you. Here's Novalu.
Hi, I'm Nova Shannon Adkins, class of 65. We're all class of 65 at this table. We're all having a good time getting caught up. It's always good to come home to Bristlebuck.
I'm Van Turner. I guess I graduated 65 with this bunch. I've lived here all my life and been married 37 years, and I'm still 29 old. Got 5 grandchildren.
Hi, I'm Joan Chris Moore, class of 65, of course. I have 4 grandchildren, been happily married for 38 years. This is Jane.
I'm Jane Gearhart Gross, class of 65, and I'm a pharmacy technician at the McDowell Hospital.
I'm Bonnie Thornsbury Horvath, class of 65, and I just stay home and take care of myself, and I love it.
Hello, I'm Joyce Adkins Woods, graduated in 65, live in Catlettsburg, Kentucky, and I've got 2 grandchildren.
Elmer Frazier, that's F-R-A-S-U-R-E, not F-R-A-Z-I-E-R. Class of 65, I live in Alexandria, Virginia, but I'm always be a Kentuckian, so I never lost that. So well, no, we're good to be here.
Just bull. All right, let's see now. Okay, here we have.
Okay, I'm Brenda Shelton, wife of Terry Shelton. We've been married for 29 years, and I'm the class of 1966 of Wheelwright High.
Jackie Moore, class of 66.
Are you having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Burbage Howell Jr., the class from 66, the greatest class that ever graduated from McDowell.
66 was a great year for the Daredevils, wasn't it?
Right.
Burbage, it
Yeah.
sure was. Okay. Good job.
Tommy Bentley, 1966, the smartest class that ever graduated from McDowell.
The smartest class, I'd say, good representation from the 66 and 67 people. So hi there, young lady. Glad to have you there, back here with us. Here's a graduate that works for the transportation department, Floyd County Schools down at Garf. And tell them who you are, a little bit about yourself.
I'm Pam Moore. I grew up here, graduated 65. Moved back here about 3 years ago and started working for the school system again.
It's good to have you back.
Thank you, Mr. Grigsby.
Does a great job down there for us at the Board of Education and the Transportation Department. And here's our postmistress at McDowell. Very important lady, I'm telling you. I tell you, she keeps the mail straight for all of us. Okay?
All right. This is a wonderful thing going on here. Everybody should come.
Tell them your name, when you graduated.
I'm Rhonda Mead. I graduated in 1997. I mean, 1970. I wish it was 97. Yeah, so sometimes. But it's this wonderful thing going on here. It's just lovely. I love seeing everybody.
You enjoying yourself?
Oh, yes. You loved the ball game last night. So.
Okay. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun, too. Sure was.
Brought back a lot of memories for everybody. Everybody rooting for Daredevil.
Yes, yes, yes. Especially the cheer for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you very much. And back here is
Cheryl D. George.
What year do you graduate?
1966.
Boy, you of that great class of 66. That's all we've heard, Dr. Don, recently.
That's my graduating class, Pete.
Well,
I say I graduated from Mullins High School in 1966.
Boy, I tell you, that's something else. That was a great year for all of us, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, good to have you back here.
Thank you.
All right, let's go over here and see this gentleman. And what year did you graduate, sir?
I'm not from McDowell High School. I'm from Louisville.
You're from Louisville, but that's your wife over there?
My wife, yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll let you come into McDowell. We'll graft you into our group and everything. And welcome you back. Welcome you to Eastern Kentucky.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a beautiful town.
It's good to have you back. With your wife, of course. I don't know what we have over here, Don. Look like they're giving away. What's happening here?
Box lunches. Man, I just came from Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Pete, I graduated here in 1963. Fred and Alice Ward. Ronnie Ward. I'm Ronnie Ward. You was a good coach, buddy.
I remember you now, I'll tell you.
Delno Lawson and them. I was Delno and graduated with David Turner. You remember David Turner?
I do, old Firebug.
Oh, Firebug.
Firebug's out in Utah right now. Couldn't get him back. Yeah, he's out there working. Of all things, he's working.
It's my first time in 40 years. It's my 40th reunion, 1963. Been 40 years ago.
What about that?
Yeah, good to see you, Pete.
It's good to see you again.
Right,
where are you now?
In Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, okay.
I worked 32 years with electric company and retired and kind of laying back and listen to country music.
That's great. Thank you, Ronnie. And what are we doing here, friend?
Oh, I'm delivering for them,
You're delivering for them?
Yeah.
Where are you delivering from?
Huh?
Well, who are you delivering for?
Oh, we're delivering out of the lunchroom here.
Yeah.
Got them good box lunches today.
Yeah, I know you work here. How you like working here at McDowell?
That's a good place to work. Got a good principal, good boss.
Good, good.
Got a good boss.
Doing a good job. Keep it up. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, this my old buddy, ex-magistrate, ex-daredevil, whatever, we live around here together, don't we, Tommy?
Yes, we do. We're all neighbors, ain't we?
Tommy Neal Adams, I'll tell you, doesn't he look good?
Just big and fat.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I am. It's nice seeing everybody. I haven't seen them in years.
Well, what year did you graduate?
1967.
67, good year, good year. That absolutely was a good year. I work with his brother Greg. Greg is our maintenance director in the school system. Greg does a good job. Hope he makes it here today. And his brother Sammy Day, who's deceased, was one of my better basketball players here at McDowell High School.
Yeah, he's sadly missed. I tell you, he was a good ball player.
He was.
He was here at the school.
But we're proud to have you a partner as a neighbor.
You too, Pete.
He's one of our better local politicians. Tommy Neal Adams.
Thank you, Pete. Good to see y'all.
Good to see you, Tommy.
Appreciate it. Take care, Tommy.
Okay. And if we're good, we'll get Barry Hall on here. Barry, you guys see him around. Now, this is a class of 68. We've had 66, 67, and now Barry can represent 68. Well, you missed a great game last night. I had to play Terry Mullins at point guard. He did pretty good, but I was hoping you could come back and play point guard for me last night.
Terry's used to coming off the bench there. If you had to start him, I'm sure he did a good job, though.
Barry was at South Floyd High School in the football game. He's AD at South Floyd High School. How'd you come out last night?
We got beat. Shelby Valley beat us 34-28. Dr. Don was up there, and as always, they do a great job. We had our new turf down, and we've got one of the finer facilities in the state. Not just this part of the country, but in the state. And everyone's just done a fantastic job in getting that ready, and our kids deserve it.
Well, guess who's done a lot of work behind the scenes, a lot of paperwork and negotiations for that football field? Yours truly.
Well, we appreciate it, and everything we can get done. Dr. Fanning and the board, Carol Stumbo has done fantastic.
Were they there last night? Any of them there last night?
They were there. Greg Adams was there, and everything that we've asked for, Mr. Webb he's been behind it, fighting for it, and Coach Daniels and his staff, and the entire community of High Hat has really got behind that field project, and I'm telling you, we've got one of the finer facilities around.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sorry you lost the game, but tell us a little bit about yourself as a daredevil and not as what is that up there they call them?
I think you know.
Okay, the black and the silver.
Yeah.
But anyway, tell us a little bit about you as a daredevil. McDowell graduate, 1968.
Played it in graduated 1968. We had a team that consisted of a lot of fellas still see around. Tommy Martin played on that team. Tommy went on to East Tennessee State. I think we had 7 boys on that team that played college ball. Sammy Adams played, was a great player. Tragically, he passed away a few years ago. Just a great loss for us. We had Jerry Moore played, Teddy Hall played, Stan Ward played in the middle, was a really good player. Had a scholarship to Berea. I was trying to think of some of the others that started with us, but it was just a fantastic.
You and Jerry Fultz played together, didn't you?
Jerry Fultz and I went to college together and played. Jerry was a great player also. And that's funny. It's like I've said before, you meet a lot of people around this county that you were enemies with in high school, and because of the rivalries, but you become best friends with them.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Friendship carries a long way. It's more than just playing a basketball game or having a graduating class or competing against each other in whatever you might compete in, business or athletics or academics, what have you, or school businesses, corporations. Later, these people come across your lifetime, and they are your best friends.
They are, and you form lasting friendships with all of them. I was trying to think of some more on that team. Keith Patton, Mickey Newsom. Mickey was a good player, went to Clinch Valley and played on scholarship, and he stayed in shape all these years. Could still play. I don't think he could make it last night, but he stayed in playing shape all these years.
Well, Barry, it's good to have you with us today, and one of the greatest teams I felt like in the history of our school was the 68 ball club. They came real close going to the state tournament. If we'd gone to state, I'm sure we had a 20-game winning streak. I'm sure we would have made some damage, did some damage down there. But Sammy Day getting sick hurt us some that year. But we had a great ball team. One of the most versatile teams, exciting teams to ever come out of the mountains, averaging 90 points per game for about 38 or 40 games.
Yeah, we had a good ball club.
Back then, we didn't have a three-point line either.
No, didn't need it.
Okay, Barry Hall, AD down at South Floyd High School, continuing that tradition that he carried on for McDowell. Well, we got a room full of people. Don, you want to go back outside for a while, or do you want to hang around in here? I see we got a lot of these people on. Should we go back outside and get a few, or what do you want to do?
Let's eat a box lunch and take a break.
Okay. Dr. Don says it's time to take a break and eat a box lunch. Okay, Don. We're back here at McDowell High School in the 2003 homecoming reunion, and we're in the old high school auditorium room. And used to be a lot of movies shown in here, a lot of plays and activities by George L. Moore and Lloyd Stumbo and Estel Hall and Adrian Hall and all these past administrators, Philip Chaffins and others. Is an important room to McDowell High School. This is the old McDowell High School building, built in 1939. And so we have the 50s. All the 50s are located in here. Don, if you would span the room a little bit and show them what a crowd we have here at this reunion. And all these people here graduated in the 50s. So you see what a crowd, all of them have come back here to be at this homecoming at McDowell High School. So this is an important room, a great big crowd here, a lot of people here enjoying themselves. And I tell you what I'm going to do right now. To get this table here, Don, I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, what class they're from, and if they're enjoying themselves, and just pass the microphone around that way and back to me. Okay, take it away.
Dewey Hamilton, 1956, and we're having a hell of a time.
P.J. Ronald, 1956.
Eulevine Hall Preston, 1956, and it's a great time to be here.
Glenn Hampton, 1956.
What did you work at after you graduated? What's your job?
I'm retired.
Yeah, I know you retired.
When you're an inspector and they do it.
Victoria Mullins.
Sue Horner Hughes, 1956, just partying.
Josephine Moore Lambert, 1956, and I'm having a great time.
Connie Turner oh, wait a minute. Connie Turner Chrisman, 1956, and taught school for 40 years and still teaching. Listen to your wife. And Richmond, Ohio.
Mary Anderson.
From all you folks here, you enjoying yourself? Now that you got a good lunch under your belt, you ready to go again? At this table, oh my goodness. Got a bunch here. C. Martin. When did you get...
But I got here about
You're all-time eating.
I know, but I got the camera on me. About 10:30 this morning, we were represented by Peace.
He's an old daredevil. He's a shotgun, but his arm is still sore. He shot so much in high school basketball for Estill Hall. Here we go. I want you to pass this around. Tell them who you are, what year you graduated, what you're doing now, if you're retired, if you're retarded, or if you're like Paul Branson, you're retarded. So pass it around.
I already said something outdoors, and I think quite clearly that was enough. But I am still Dave Stanton, and this is where I went to school. My classmates here, and we still remember each other. And that's pretty rare in today's society. We're proud of it. These are my people. We're all family. With that, I'll pass this.
So I don't want anything to...
My name's Janice Moody.
Your men on here, so
Free.
Hi, Francis. I graduated in 1955. Let's see.
in the group. Very loud group. Had a good lunch. They're in the process of eating a good lunch. And, I know a lot of these folks over here at this time, you know, we're about the same age as I am. So what I want you to do, pass this around to introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing now, what you did do, year you graduated. High school. Deaner, my buddy, I'm going to start off with you. You just pass it around to your Deaner Moore.
Well, my name's Deaner Moore, and I don't do a lot of things that I used to do, but I graduated in 1952, and good to see about 7 of us here around this table from the 1950s.
Right here.
This is no. Okay.
Anula Gibson Frazier. And I grabbed 52. This one too. But a little cheer. I now live in Dublin, Georgia. And I am from Kentucky, so that's it. I'm Phyllis Martin Grigsby, and I don't think I lost her Kentucky accent yet. But graduated in 1992, and I do as I can.
Graduated in 1952. Retired school teacher. I loved every job teaching. On Big Mud. Stumbo.
Stumbo Elementary on Mud Creek.
Yes. College too.
Harold Breeding. I graduated from McDowell in 1952. I'm retired as a state auditor with the unemployment division, and I'm glad to be out of it.
I'm Richard Anderson, graduated in 52, went in the service, came out, met Sandy Tingu from Maytown. We got married in 58, got 2 grandkids, and living in Lexington ever since.
I'm Crit Hobbs. I'm a physician practicing in Roswell, New Mexico. Been there for about 25 years now. And yesterday celebrated my 44th wedding anniversary with my wife.
Okay, that's Chris' wife. Glad to have you with us, however. And this lady right over here, you know her, Dr. Don Phyllis? Yes, I do. She's the reason I'm up here, good or bad, so all you folks can blame her for me.
Martin, Kentucky, but he repented and moved to McDowell.
Bet you was a cheerleader, is that right?
Well, way back there.
The best in the county. Hey, so good or for bad now, you got to blame her for me now.
All right,
Deaner, you got to do that.
Well, you see, if you hadn't met her, it's hard telling what might have happened to you, Pete, down in Martin.
I fix everything around the house because he's a city boy.
That's right. Thank you all. Have a good day. Let's go over here to this crowd. Now, this bunch is looking at annuals, and they're talking, reminiscing about the good old days here at McDowell. And what we want to do here is get as many on here. Tell us who you are, what year you graduated, if you're retired or retarded, or what you're doing now. So, tell us a little bit about yourselves. I want to pass the mic around, okay? How about starting with you, my friend?
Gerald McGuire, graduated in '54. United States Army, retired. Live in South Point, Ohio.
Bill Hall, class of '54. Retired from the electric company in Dayton, Ohio, and living in Florida in the wintertime.
Live in Florida. Oh, that was good.
Yeah, that was good. I'm also Nora Dedman, class of '54. I'm retired from General Motors. Also now I'm a tour guide and travel all over the world.
Tour guide?
Yes.
I like to have that.
I'm Dolores Mullins DeLong, and I'm retired, class of 1954, and I want to just travel until I can get my husband to retire.
All right.
My name's Clayton Ellswick, and I'm retired from the Norfolk Southern Railroad, and I live in Detroit, Michigan.
My name is Paul George. I was class of '54. I'm retired from DuPont. Currently, I am a trustee of Etna Township in Etna, Ohio.
Vernon Caudle, retired and an active Raiders fan.
Eugene Mullins, retired, 1954.
Benny Caudle, class 54, I'm retired.
My name is Belma Glee Meade Ward, and I retired about 6 years ago. However, I've been twice as busy in those years. Recently, I have been spending a lot of my time repairing the old homestead, which is a place that I built myself way out in the boondocks. Once a country girl, always a country girl.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good time. Enjoy yourselves. We certainly are here at McDowell having a great time. Want to go over here now, Dr. Don, this little fella here. Haven't seen him for a while, been a few days.
Hey, like him.
Give us some information about yourself, Paul.
Hey,
What are you running for, honey?
Huh?
What are you running for?
Pete wants me to entertain the TV people, honey.
Right.
I'm Tom Roberts. I married Betty Gibson from Minnie.
Yeah.
We've been married 45 years, and she still acts like she's from downtown. This girl is from McDowell.
Huh?
She's from McDowell.
I know she is.
I'm a McDowell Daredevil all the way.
Absolutely, nothing better.
Nothing better. Nothing better than McDowell Daredevils.
Pete and I competed in baseball for 10 years growing up.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? A few frosty mornings or something, like I used to say.
I could do 90 feet now.
No, I know I couldn't. Are you enjoying the homecoming?
I love this homecoming. I see my students that I taught these children, and I love all of them. They are so dear.
Well, it's a great idea. We got to thank the committee, the homecoming committee, for doing such great work, and Principal Jerry Turner putting all this together. There's been a lot of work went into it.
Oh, yes. Thank everybody that did this. They did a wonderful job. I'm so proud of all of them.
Well, thank you. I'll tell you what, it's good to have you here.
Thanks,
See you, John.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Don, come here.
Is the 58, all of 58 on the wall. Can you come out there?
Have we got time enough on our tape to do that, Dr. Don? Class of 58 is outside. Have we got some time? Okay, we'll go. Okay.
No, I'm not
Avoid the publicity. All right, we're back in front of the old McDowell High School building in 1939, which I worked at a long time with a lot of good principals, a lot of good people and teachers. George L. Moore to be one of them, Lloyd Stumbo and some of the others, Esther Hall, and I can name them on and on and on. Tradition here at McDowell. I'm Pete Grigsby, Jr. I was adopted into this community by my lovely wife, Phyllis. That's what I'm doing up here, good or for bad. You got me through her, so blame her, okay? So anyway, This is the biggest class that's here at Reunion in 2003, the class of 1958. Is that a good class or is it a good? Boy, it's the greatest, they tell me, and I believe it. So anyway, what we're going to do is let them introduce themselves as we wrap up this tape in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to pass this microphone around and let them tell you something about themselves. And of course, they all graduated in 1958. Wow, what a crowd. And they're from here, from New York to Ohio to Timbuktu to Bristlebuck.
Farmer, Illinois.
Illinois, Ohio, Doty Creek, North Carolina, and believe it or not, somebody's from Tennessee. Tennessee. Somebody's from Tennessee.
Frogtown.
Frogtown? Okay. We got some. We don't have anybody from Louisville, do we? Thank goodness. I'm a UK fan.
The road going to Lucy Hall Cemetery is Frogtown.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to pass this microphone now. Right here we go. One of our teachers.
I teach at Osborne Elementary at Wheelwright, and my name is Carlotta Jones.
My name is Phyllis Stewart Kane. I was born at Ligon. I now live in Salisbury, North Carolina, home of Elizabeth Dole.
I'm Donald Bentley. I was born on Fraser's Creek, left McDowell in 1958 to the United States Army for 3 years. And then I settled in Ohio after that, and I've been there since.
Loretta Hall Bolin. I was born in Frogtown, lived there till 58, went to Illinois and lived till 97, lost 40 years here. I'm back. I'm retired.
Rita Faye McGuire Spencer. I was born at High Hat, Kentucky. I went to Michigan about 40 years ago. I have 3 daughters, 9 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren.
My name is Daniel B. Story. Grew up on Doty Creek. I got a story to tell. Absolutely. I'd like to say to all the people who did not come to this class reunion, how much you've missed. It's been fantastic making new acquaintances and reacquainting with old people. And I live in Trenton, Ohio now, between Cincinnati and Dayton. And my wife, Sue Maggard Story, couldn't come. She had a little problem, but she sends her love to everybody, and I'll pass this on to Barry.
Thank you, Danny. Barry Martin, 42 and a half years at McDowell School. Let's see, 12 years as a student, 12 and a half years. I had to repeat first grade. Ann sent me home, and Ann England said something about let the little, I won't repeat her words, grow up a little bit. So I have 12 and a half years at school, and I have 30 years teaching experience. Good to see everyone here. Thank you.
I'm Lester Atkins from High Hat, Kentucky. Went to school here at McDowell, and this is my class of 58. This is my first year here, and I live in Lima, Ohio now, and this is my first year here, and I'm glad to be here. Nice to see all my classmates. We appreciate being here.
I'm Joe Mullins. I'm from High Hat, and I now live in Berea, and I have come to every 5-year reunion we've had since we graduated.
Well, that's great. Isn't that fantastic?
It is.
We got a flag for you. What is it? 40 kids.
Okay. Tells you something, Dan.
Yeah.
Would y'all be quiet so I can speak?
Pal, you're from Tennessee.
My name is Pal Mullins Gangaware. Okay? I moved to Tennessee when I graduated, and of course everybody knows when. That does not mean that I am a volunteer fan. Now trust me, I have a hard time with this, but I am very, very blue true to Kentucky. Thank you.
Anna Sue Williams Osborne, and I have 2 kids and 4 grandkids, and I was born in Kentucky. Live in Michigan now, but I'm still Kentucky.
I'm Billy Stanton. I did not get to graduate with this bunch, but we had to move to Tennessee when I was a junior or senior. Wanted to graduate with this bunch, and that's why I'm here. I consider this my class. I grew up right here in Bristlebuck, Kentucky. That's middle Bristlebuck. Frida tells me she's from lower Bristlebuck. And I've been in the aviation business all my life. I just retired and I live in Delray Beach, Florida.
I'm Wally Jones Harold. I was born in Floyd County, went through high school at McDowell. I've lived in Ohio now for 39 years. I still call this home. I just wish you would have this sometime when it was cooler.
I'm Charles Griffey. I went all my 12 years of school here, plus the kindergarten, or primer at that time. And I lived up at Orkney, and sometimes people called it spewing camp. But I lived there until I left home to go to college, and then I went to... No, that's another story. I went to Frankfurt. I worked a year for the state government, and then I went to Milford, Ohio to teach school. I taught school for 33 years and retired in '95, and that's all.
That's enough, Charles. You're going to tell it.
Hi, my name's Phyllis Hopkins Martin, and I live in Stanton, Kentucky. I have 4 kids, 8 grandkids, and 4 great-grandkids, which I'm very proud. I'm glad to see everybody.
My name is Frida Tackett. I was born at Ligon, Kentucky, and moved to McDowell when I was in the 4th grade.
Lower Bristlebuck.
And I lived in Lower Bristlebuck. I have 3 children and 1 grandchild. And this is my baby that I'm married to right here, Roger Tackett.
I can't top that. Well, my name's Roger Tackett. I graduated from Virgie. I grew up in Virgie. I graduated from here, and I'm not as old, but I did teach school here with Pete. I now have a dental practice at Martin, Kentucky. Here, Barry. My name is Thurman Hall, and I live up at Price. I'm the youngest graduate of the class of '58. I was born in 1945. Wait just a minute. What? I was born in 1945. These guys don't believe it.
Oh, no. I'm Jewel Church, and I'm a retired school teacher, and I owe it all to McDowell High School.
I'm John P. Church. I was born, raised, educated in Virginia, and I met this and married this beautiful McDowell girl, and that's why I'm here.
Charles, say something. Just tell who you are. Come on. Come on.
Charles Osborne, Plymouth, Ohio. I went to school with all these people.
Wonderful people.
Nuts.
I'm Joan Faulkner Griffey. I was born in the great town of Drift, Kentucky. And in the 8th grade, Kenneth Ray Akers came up to my house and said on the first day of school, let's go to McDowell in the 8th grade. And so we did, and we rode with Ruby Akers, his aunt. And I came here in the 8th grade, and I married Charles Griffey in our class. 4 couples of us married each other, and we're still together. I think that says a lot. And I taught special education in Martin 2 years, and 40 years at Milford, Ohio, and just retired 2 years ago. My name is Sarah Anderson King. I'm the last of 12 children that my mother and father sent to this school. And I married Bobby King. He was one of our classmates. He's on the golf course today, and we have 2 children and 2 grandchildren, and I work at the Pikeville Methodist Hospital as a pediatric nurse.
Thank you very much. This is the class of '58. You feel the spirit. Let's hear the spirit of '58. All right. All right. Left Beaver Rescue Squad doing a lot of good work here during this homecoming. And tell us a little bit about yourselves, what you're doing.
Well, my name's Daniel Gullett. I'm with Left Beaver Rescue Squad. We're here just to basically assist with the traffic and emergency medical services. Got a lot of people coming into town for the Labor Day weekend and want to make sure we had a high presence of public safety.
Okay, it's good to have you doing a great job.
Thank you.
hope you can come back sometime in the future at one of these big reunions. Thank you very much, Mr. Gullett, for the service you do for us. We're here in the cafeteria at McDowell High School, and Joan Chaffins is chairwoman of our Alumni Association, our Alumni Homecoming Committee, I like to call it. So, Joan, you've done a fantastic job putting this together. We want to congratulate you, and you deserve all the praise that you can get for having this homecoming in 2003.
Well, I want to tell everybody that most of this has been done by probably 15 to 20 women in this community. We've had some male help, but most of it has been through the women, and we're just all so appreciative, and we're just so pleased. These classrooms, they are just loaded with people. We've had a wonderful day, and we still have a whole lot left to do, and we're just pleased to death.
Well, I know it's taken a lot of work by a lot of people, and we want to thank Jerry Turner, the principal here at McDowell Elementary now. She's done a lot of work behind the scenes, and her staff and people have been supportive, too, of this event.
Yes, Jerry has, we've done this now. This is the third time that we've done this, and Jerry has been the principal here the last 2 times that we've done it. And it's just been wonderful what they've done. The teachers, all the support staff here, they just all go out for blue and gold, and we're so appreciative.
And we are very happy to be able to be part of it too, Joan. And I know the alumni game was successful last night, and today this event is successful, and we know we're going to have a great time at the dance tonight. And tomorrow, tell us what you have planned for Sunday.
Okay, tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock, we have a gospel sing. It will be down at the Community Life Center at the First Baptist Church. And singing in that will be people that graduated from McDowell High School. We have Tim Lawson and his mom, Dottie. Our trio made up of myself and Libby Hall and Trish C. Slack. We're called the Eastern Wind. We have the old rhythm teams that will be singing. We have a choir from the old graduates that will be singing. We have a girl from Prestonsburg who graduated from McDowell. Her name's Donna Wells, and she's with a gospel group, and they will be there. And another graduate, her name was Mary Williamson. She and her husband will be singing. So, and then after that, at 2:30, we will have a memorial service, and that will be conducted by Reverend Arnold Turner of the Allen Baptist Church. So we're just going to have a wonderful day down there tomorrow too.
We want to thank WPRG and Dr. Don for all this good service. And tell us what your plans are for this event, for the video that WPRG and Dr. Don is going to produce.
Okay, this video will be offered to anybody that will call in to the TV station. And there will be a price for the video, but these guys have been on the school grounds now for about 2.5 or 3 hours. They've interviewed different people, and it's just going to be a wonderful video, and we want everybody to get one. And we thank you so much, Dr. Don, for coming over and doing this. And I want to especially thank Pete. He's always good to help us in any way that he can. He coached one of the teams last night, and it was just a wonderful ball game. And then he's been out on the school ground today doing this, so thank you all so much.
Thank you, Joan, for inviting us, and we know that everybody's having a great time here. We hope you'll come back in the future. This is the end of as far as we're concerned on the film, the 2003 McDowell High School homecoming event. Have a good future and a good day down the road.
Woo!
I tell you what, if my memory serves me correct, this is even better than it was 3 years ago.